Hello everyone. So today we have a very special guest on Manoj Simplify show, Colonel Tyagveer Raghawa. He is a veteran and he is an ex-Indian Army officer. He did his postgraduate from IIT Kharagpur and he joined in Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. He was very inspired from Indian Army, so he graduated from Indian Military Academy as a lieutenant in 1987. And he served in the army for 23 long years. After that, from 2008, he served as vice president in IT industry for last 13 years. And he gives credit for his very long and successful career to his habits combined with simple lifestyle. And still he is very actively helping others as well to transform their life. He is running his podcast and interviewing renowned people on his podcast, Win Life Like a Warrior. Wow, what a career, sir. We are very proud and very honored to have you today with us. And we will welcome you on Manoj Simplify show.
Thank you very much, Manoj, for giving such a illustrious introduction. And I am really privileged to be with you today and having a very fruitful discussion.
And before we start, I want to give you a big salute because I know what it means to serve the country. And despite all the challenges we are facing as a country, we are able to have a peaceful sleep because of people like you. So really honored to have you.
Thank you so much, Manoj. Thank you so much.
Let's get started. So we would like to know from you that what are the implications of health on self, family, and society?
Manoj, you know that very old proverb is there, the health is wealth. And I resonate 100% with this proverb right from my childhood. You see, unless you are healthy, you cannot do anything. Anything I mean, I will qualify that. See, neither you can work, nor you can serve, nor you can look after anybody, and at the same time you become burden on others. So health is wealth means unless you are fit yourself, just imagine that when you fall sick even for a 24 hours, you get off-road, you get out of action for at least 3 to 4 days. Okay, and you become a liability on others. So how can you second this factor of having a good health to a secondary position? You cannot. You have to give a topmost priority to the health. And I am following this from my, since I have this knowledge, or since I have this, you can say that thinking that health is very important, I am following this throughout my life. So I go by that health is very important, and so everybody should follow it.
That's a great thought which you shared, that when we do not have good health, then we become burden on others. And no one wants that. So that's a great thought that we should take care of our health. So how unhealthy lifestyle is, or lifestyle diseases are making our country, Bharat, weak? And what can be its consequences as a country?
See, let me go back to my childhood itself. Manoj, I can relate to only with what experiences I have it from my childhood till date. See, I remember how I used to discard the unhealthy lifestyle, so to say. That time we did not know as a child that what is good lifestyle, what is bad lifestyle. But I know for sure that this is good habit or this is bad habit. Kind courtesy to my parents, because though they always encouraged me to only pick up the good habits. There was nothing in the family where I can say was the bad habit, because in my family nobody was a smoker, nobody was a drinker, nobody was a non-vegetarian as well. So But I did not have that kind of feeling that time, what is good or bad. But I know for sure that whatever parents are doing is good. So keeping that thing in mind, but whenever I try to, or I try to get induced by others' habits, and whenever I got a scolding from my parents, I immediately shunned that habit, or rather deleted that habit from my life. I just give you one example for that. You know that in the villages, because I am from a very humble background from the village side, and whenever there is a marriage of someone, either in your village or you go to somebody else village in the marriage. So as a child or as a children, you run for those initial reception by the pan or sarbat or like that. Okay, so as a child, you go take one pan, put it in the mouth, take another pan, keep it in the hand, another pan in second hand. Okay, and then what had happened is one incident that we did the same thing as a children, and you don't have much of a awareness about those things. And then when it's chewed, you don't know how to chew it also, and then you spoil your clothes, your shirt or pant, whatever it is. So when you come back home, you get a scolding from your parents that why did you do the eat? What is the advantage of this? Means we not knowing much about the what is pan all about, but I know that it has spoiled my clothes, and also at the same it spoiled my teeth, and in addition to that, it has not given me any benefit whatsoever. It is neither in my studies nor in my anything. So then got one scolding from my mother or my father. I stayed away from that day onward. I never touched that pan. Till date, I have never touched pan. So that is the way I inculcated the whatever habit I presume that are good. So this is the one example which I wanted to share with the audience, that how you can stop if something you feel that is not good for your health. It's not means terminating or creating any good effect on your environment, on your health, on your physical or mental health. Then why to keep that habit? And that is the way I am maintaining my habits.
That's great to know. And as you shared that one who have low health level, he becomes a burden on others. And we see that so many people are suffering from lifestyle diseases. So it is a kind of becoming burden on our country.
Yes, yes.
And
See, I just tell you that people are very, very casual about their physical or mental health. Why they are casual? Once they get into that, during the studies also, they don't bother much because they are too engrossed. Then once they go for the job, then they get into the job, especially if you see the mid-career professionals, whom I am studying and for whom I got my niche to help those people. I can see that they work day, night, 9 to 5, and thereafter at home as well. But they are least bothered about their physical or mental health. That ultimately leads to what is that multiple kind of lifestyle diseases, which could be blood pressure, depression, could be diabetes. You know that in India, the diabetes, maximum diabetes patients are in India, in the world over. If you see the per capita, it is the maximum diabetes in India. And that is because of one very reason, is that lifestyle. They just keep sitting, chit-chatting, but they don't work out. They don't find time. When it comes to workout, when it comes to the healthy lifestyle, adopting healthy lifestyle, they say they don't have time. They got a time for everything. They don't got a time to watch TV. They got a time to the movies. They got a time to go to the restaurant. But once it comes back to them that they should work out at least 45 minutes every day, by which they can get rid of all kind of 99% of the diseases, they will always have the excuses. So once they develop all these, and it is a cumulative effect. You have a diabetes, then in the old days, it will have your blindness. Once it is a blindness, you are absolutely dependent on your family. So instead of helping your family, you are now burdening them. You become a burden on them. Any kind of disease, if because of a lifestyle, you become a burden on others. So do you want to remain burden on others? Just think over it. If not, then start looking after your health. Be healthier. Follow those lifestyle which helps you in living a very good life, even till the time you are 80, 90 or so.
Very well said. And as you are talking about professionals, you also come from IIT background, and I also did BTech from IIT. So we know those people who studied with us, they had great potential. These professionals, they have a great potential in them, and they also work hard in their life. They also create a good wealth and financial life for themselves. But then when they fall into lifestyle diseases, then because of that, they are not happy, they are not satisfied, and then they are not able to contribute for others, for the society, for the country, and it becomes a negative factor for the country. So that is one thought behind what I'm doing, uh, to help these professionals so that they can live a good life and they can help the country and society, they can contribute. So that's great coming from you. So we would like to know that what difference you see in the quality of life at your age, you living healthy life and others facing health issues. What is the difference you see?
See, Manoj, what I will say is that, see, there is no life without health. Bottom line is that, okay, whatever age you are, unless as a child, as an adult, or as a senior citizen, unless you are healthy, you are the disease free, you cannot enjoy anything. You just can't enjoy. Okay. So you can't deny this fact that unless you are fit, your life is useless. There is no doubt in that. Now, the question remains that why this fitness is important at the age or when you are aging. Okay. As I said, at any age it is very important, but when you are growing, when you are reaching at the age of 50, 60, it becomes all the more important. Why it become all the more important is that because if you have not taken care your health or the body, okay, then body will give up. If you don't take care of your body, the body will also not take care of you. Very simple formula. I follow it. That. So right from the beginning, you have to take care of your body. So that body takes care of you when you start becoming old. What I mean to say, when your system is getting aged, it's getting weaker, if you have taken care of it, then even at the old age, you will be sensible, you will be mentally fit, and you will be able to take care of yourself, of daily routine of yourself, which is very important. Just tell me, would anybody like to be dependent for the day-to-day routine on somebody? Even if you are 60, 70 or 80, nobody would like. Even at the 100 also, nobody would like to be dependent on anybody. But the one formula, what is the secret of that? Secret is that right from the beginning, you should maintain yourself. You should take care of your body. You should take care of your fitness and continue. It is not a one-day affair. It is not that I will work for 1 month and then I will forget it and then I'll sleep over it. No, it has to be continuous and always working toward that. Always working toward that, that how you keep yourself fit. Never ever you can ignore that factor. So whatever age you are, whether mid 40s or mid 60s or even 70, 80, you have to take care of your health so that you are not burden on anybody and you can take care of yourself. People are there, healthy examples who are working at the 80s or 90s, they are running marathons. How they are doing it? They are doing it because they took care of their body or health, mental or physical, during their time of youth, time of childhood, and time of aging. So that is what the secret of that.
That is a great insight. And the reason behind this question is because at young age, we do not plan or think that how we are going to live our life after 20, 30 years. What is going to be the situation? Will we become dependent on the others, or we will still enjoy our life? So that is a great insight.
This is the bigger problem in today's generation, Manoj, especially the working professionals. And that too, I'm surprised because since I have served for last 13, 15 years in the corporate, along with the mid-career professionals, I have seen that in the corporate industry, IT or otherwise, that people are so careless, so casual about their health. Okay, they are just running after managing their household. That's all, just 9 to 5, a paycheck to paycheck, and thereafter they just forget their own health. And I have seen very young people losing their lives because of the lifestyle disease. Very young people. Okay. Then the whole burden comes on that family. Just think of if somebody goes off in 40s, what happens to his child? What happened to his wife? What happened to his parents? Okay. So if one thinks on those lines that I am the fulcrum of the family, I am the fulcrum of that house. If something goes to me, something goes wrong to me, what will happen to these 4 or 5 people who are dependent on me? And if this thought is there in the mind, they will never take their health for granted.
Absolutely. This is a big question every one of us need to ask ourselves. So, from your own life experience, which habits has helped you for being healthy?
Manoj, I will tell you that there are many habits, but couple of things which I would like to narrate to you for the benefit of the viewers. See, when I was first time going to the army, okay, I was on a railway station waiting for the train. My mother was standing next to me. She has come to uh, bid farewell me to that academy. The one sentence before the train arrived into the station, she asked me that, son, you have not listened to me. She never wanted me to join the army because I was the only son. So she said that, son, though you did not agree that you should not join army because I never wanted, but the only thing which I expect from you now is that you should not change your habits. And that was the one sentence which I always maintained. And I promised her that yes, the way I am going from here, from this station or from this home, I will come back as it is. There will not be any change in my habits. And so to say, what habits I am talking about? Because every person in the civil environment has an impression that whosoever is go to the army, he will start drinking, he will become a drunkard, he will be a smoker, he will become because my family nobody was like that. So was I as a student. So she expected that if I join there, probably I will become a different person. Okay. And I promised that nothing will change. And that's what I'm telling, that I never picked up, even being in the army for 25 years or so, I never picked up drinking. I never picked up smoking. I never picked up anything which I did not have before joining army. For example, I never became non-vegetarian. Despite that, it was freely available in the army, non-vegetarian. So these are the some of the habits I attribute to, or my family values, that I am still teetotaler, I am still non-drinker, I am still non-smoker. So these are the habits which have helped me to keep myself fit. Yes, that doesn't mean that I don't fall sick. It doesn't mean that I don't have a problem. But yes, those are transitory. Those are the related issues, but it gets over. It gets over. But yes, comparative to the people who are not following the lifestyle, I find myself much better off, much aware about my health system. And even if something crops in, it gets well very fast. So that is the habits which I am maintaining, Manoj, and those are the ones which are helping me. I can still run 10 kilometers if required. I am still running every third day, 5 kilometers every third day, or rather every day, you can see, more or less. And I'm still working out at least 2 to 3 hours. So those habits, some of them, those are the deleting habit, those habits not picked up. Some of the habit which I am maintaining continuously, combined effect of that is that I am feeling okay, and I am going to turn 60 next month.
Wow, it's great inspiration you are, sir. that you are still being able to do lots of things which young people are unable to do. And I absolutely understand that concern that even I'm also fortunate that I was born in a traditional Indian family where we were following healthy lifestyle. But things changed when I went to college. There was a different environment, hostel life, and somehow I fall into unhealthy lifestyle. But after experiencing some health issues in later years, now I am back in healthy lifestyle, and I know the difference, how it feels. So that's great. Thank you, sir, for
So
sharing that.
Manoj, I am reminded of those incidents. Let me share for the benefit of you as well as your audience. I have come such situations where I was cornered by the colleagues and the friends. Why don't you take this? Why don't you take X? Why don't you drink? Why don't you take at least beer? Okay, there have been situations even in the army. So I just tell you one incident that young couple, he was also captain and I was also captain, but I was junior to him. He was senior to me. And one day he was newly married. He came with his wife, young lady, and himself in the mess, officer's mess. He was staying in the family accommodation, whereas I was staying in the officer's mess, which is the bachelor's accommodation. So the normal practice is that whenever any senior officer with wives come, then you offer the drink and you offer the snacks and all. So I did that. I offered him the drink, I offered him the snacks, and after having offered that, he asked me, Raghav, you're not taking anything? I said, I don't take, I'll take soft drink. So he said, no, if you don't take, then we don't take. I said, I'm not agree with that. Means, if you like kaddu, and if I don't like kaddu, why should I take kaddu? Okay. And then they said that if you don't take, then we are going. I said, it's fine, it's up to you. So, to the extent of antagonizing that senior officer, I refuse to take. It's my life. You can't drive my life here.
You had that clarity in your mind.
Yeah, I had that clarity. I had that clarity, not conviction. I had that conviction. If you feel offended, please do so. But if I have my certain values, I have my certain system, I won't violate that. And I did that. Then tell you another incident. That was in the army where it's very difficult to refuse to a senior officer, to senior to you. Okay. I tell you another incident. Before joining army, I was in Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. That was in Nasik. That was way back in 1984. Army I joined in 1986. So there in Nasik, we used to, there were at least 8-9 of North Indian of us, all engineering graduate, just joined first job, all pass out fresher from that, and all bachelors. So we used to get a khana from one lady who used to cook and distribute at the respective houses, and there we used to collectively eat together, this 7-8 people. Now, all of them, since they all came from the engineering background, like what you mentioned, they all used to drink, smoke, and everything. Okay. I used to sit with them. I used to have a company with them. And they used to ask me, Raghav, you don't drink, you don't smoke, but you still give us a company till 10 o'clock, till the time we finish everything. I said, you are my friend. To that extent, it's okay. But what I take, what I drink, what I don't drink, that is my choice. But then they asked me, why do you stay with us so long? You can go early and sleep. I said, I stay because once you guys get drunk, and once you are already smoking, I make sure that all cigarettes, butts are very extinguished so that you don't catch fires, and you are sleeping, you are taken care of well. So I make sure that you are all in the right position at the right time. That is why I stay put. And continued for 2 years roughly. I remained among those all kind of habit, but I never picked up that. I maintained good relation with that. So your willpower, your awareness, your conviction matters.
Absolutely.
And that is what we should teach our children as well, if we want to make them a good citizen.
Yes, having that conviction, having that willpower, that is absolutely required. Thank you, sir, for sharing that. So, do you think that there were less lifestyle diseases 30, 40 years back?
I think so. It was because, see, firstly, the people didn't have that kind of sitting job. Okay, like when the IT boom has come, it's all more of a sitting jobs. So how it is get compounded? Your diseases, how they get compounded? Firstly, you don't work out, which is very necessary every day to work out. Once you are doing such a job where there is no physicality, where you're not putting on any effort, so then least you can do, you work out every day. Okay. On top of it, your eating habits. You eat junk foods, whether in the office or at home. You reach at home, you just order by Swiggy or the Zomato and get that junk food. Then again. So firstly, you didn't work out. Secondly, you're having junk food. The combined effect of those two things makes you worse. So these things were not there 40, 50 years. So much of junk food was not there. So much of sitting jobs were not there. Somewhat movement was there. And yes, I feel now of late, probably in the last decade, a lot of awareness has come. And people are now picking up. People are realizing that how health is important, and they are working toward that. I see the number of people now I see in the park or in the gym or otherwise. I didn't see in between, say in the era of 90s or 80s, I didn't see so many people like that. So that awareness in this 20th century has come up quite good, and that is for the betterment. But still, the kind of number of people we have in our country, it has to increase. It has to increase awareness, and people have to follow. One simple thing: there is nothing more important than your own health. Nothing is more important.
Absolutely. And that is a great insight you shared, that many combined factors have affected the health and lifestyle diseases. So we need to be more careful in current scenario, because there are many factors which are affecting our health, which are going against us. So which healthy habits did you observe in your grandparents or parents or their age group, which can be helpful today, which can we can use?
The worst thing one can have is the smoking. That is the worst thing. One should discard as soon as possible. Okay, I am one person that I have made to quit number of people the smoking. How did I do? Again, there is a story behind that. I tell you, I was, after having done my post-graduation from Kharagpur, I was posted to Military College of Engineering, Mau. It is near Indore. And I was posted there as an instructor, which is equivalent to associate professor. And there, I was teaching communication subjects. So in one room, it was the longest room where the three officers like me used to sit, all in the rank of majors in that time, major rank. And one of them was a very chain smoker. He was a chain smoker. The moment he will come from home, he will keep his briefcase on the table, and the first thing he will do, he will take out his cigarette packet and he will start smoking. And the moment he started smoking, I used to tick him off. Sir, please excuse us. आप क्यों सर आते हैं? आप घर में तो पीते नहीं हो, ऑफिस में आते ही शुरू हो जाते हो, और हमारा हेडेक शुरू हो जाता है, और that will remain till the next day, till the time I sleep overnight and then next day. So every time I used to tick him off. Finally, that officer stopped smoking within the room. Then he started smoking in the balcony. And again, I have to point out again, politely, respectfully, because he was quite senior to me. Then one fine day he came, Raghav, घर में बीवी नहीं स्मोक करने देती है, यहाँ तू नहीं करने देता, मैंने छोड़ दी. तो मैंने कहा सर यू आर डन फॉर द गुड एंड लेट मी टेल यू मनोज after having left that for even in 3-4 days only his lips become red, his face become ekdam fair. Otherwise, since he was smoking so much in the day, one cigarette after another cigarette, that his lips used to be absolute dark, face used to be absolutely down, like burnt out, and became absolutely all right. And then I said, sir, good, if you have done that, not only for yourself, for us also, you have done good. So this is the way, one habit which I tell you, smoking is the most dangerous thing, even worse than the alcohol. Alcohol is no good otherwise, as far as I am concerned, that is my individual perception or individual assessment, that this also leads to the destruction of your family life, absolute destruction of family life, your personal life, and even your health at the same time, if you are not controlling your liquor habits. Yes, in the controlled manner, see, I am of one view. If you want to quit something, you have to quit altogether. It cannot happen that, yes, I will take once upon a time, I will take little bit, I will not take more. Because I cannot do like this. Either I am 0 or I am 1. I believe in that. Similarly, for the any habit, either you are the victim of that habit or you are not following that. Either you quit 100% or you don't quit. So if you follow that, then you can quit smoking also, you can quit drinking also, and all are unhealthy habits. And on top of it, if that is my again perception, if you can be vegetarian, I feel I have been in the serving at places like Leh, Ladakh, where the temperature goes as low as minus 40 degrees centigrade. The people say that you can't survive without liquor or without non-veg, those places. Yes, I am the living example. I never touched anything. Wow. The only important thing which is important to keep yourself fit in any situation, any environment, any inhospitable terrain, any very, I must say, inclement weather, minus temperature, as I said, as low as minus 40, the important thing is your exercise. If you do daily exercise, I used to jog there up to 10 kilometers every day in that kind of environment of Leh Ladakh. Nothing happens. But if you think that just by drinking or smoking you can or remain fit, you are sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. Do exercise, eat well, whatever, whether veg or non-veg, perfect. But nothing else will help you except your exercise.
Absolutely. And there are many such myths which I also came across in my life. People used to talk that for having a strong body, eating non-vegetarian is necessary. Or nowadays there is a trend that do not use milk products; they are not good for you. But I had living example. My grandfather, his main diet was milk products, and non-vegetarian. And he was such a strong person. I used to look forward to him. So there are many myths which we came across, but we need to be careful and
yes,
understand things.
Yes, my great grandfather, I remember that at the age of 90 plus, he used to bicycle. और हमें पीछे बिठा के he used to take to town and सूट पहना के लेके आते थे. I'm saying at 90 plus, he used to go on cycle 5 to 6 kilometers and to come back. Oh. That was the kind of, that was just because they didn't have any kind of vices. He was not a smoker, he was not a drinker, he was a pure vegetarian. Milk, ghee. I am not advocating that everybody should have that, because now the situations are different. You have to control your, even the vegetarian diet also, you can't have too much of ghee, you can't have too much of this thing. It depends upon everybody's body constitution. But of course, the things which are bad. Yeah. So whether it is smoking, whether it is drinking or anything.
Absolutely. That's a great incident you shared, sir. So any other life experience you would like to share with respect to health?
Manoj, there are many, but let me tell you something that people have a lot of apprehensions, that I don't have time, I don't have a space, I don't have a place, I don't have a resources. So you don't have to have resources, rather you have to be resourceful. Okay, I have served in such a places, Manoj, where you don't find, because being in a militancy infested areas where you can't go away from your campsite or from your unit side 1 kilometer left, right, but you have to work out. You don't have a gym there, and you have to do a workout outside only. So I tell you one incident like that. I was serving in a J&K, where the place, if you have heard of, is called Punch. Punch is the last town of our country, which is next to Pakistan. So there nearby a place called Farankot, where I was posted. And I was not only posted very far from this thing, metro city, but it was on a height of around 10,000 feet. It was just a hill, one hill. It was a detachment. Now, since I was very fitness freak, I can't remain without jogging or working out or exercising every day. So I said, yeah, where to go? Because wherever my tentage accommodation was there all equipments were there. So there was not even a place of 10 meter also where you can work out or jog or something. Then I saw that next hill nearby, which was connected by a saddle. Saddle is something, but like a horse ke upar, you just keep a connecting thing. Na? So it is saddle is between some land mass between the two hills. So I racked that area, and I said, yeah, let me see that whether that another hill which is barren, can I reach there and can I do some exercise there? So next day I went there, and I found that there is at least flat area of 100 meter plus or so, and I was happy. So every day I used to go there and take at least 10 to 15 rounds. Okay, and do my workout, sweat out completely. There were no facility. So point is that people have many excuses, that I don't have this, that to work out, or this time or resources. It is up to you. Resources, there's no dearth of resources. It is, you have to be resourceful. And that is what is more important, being resourceful. Wherever you are, even if you are traveling in a 5-star hotel, you can't go to gym and all. Within your room itself, you need only 2 feet by 2 feet space. You can work out. So heavily work out that it will keep you fit throughout the day. So that is very important point which I want to convey, is that stop excusing yourself and start working upon yourself.
That is a very good point, sir. You made be resourceful, and in any situation we can find the resources. Great. So many great interesting incidents you shared, and you are a live example, a great inspiration for living a healthy life. I'm sure you are inspiring many people from your own story and such interesting examples. So any last advice would you like to give to our viewers and listeners?
Manoj, once again, I will say that unless you are fit yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. So would you like to stop taking care of your parents, taking care of your children, taking care of your family? And if you want to take care of them, then first thing is that you have to be fit yourself. You have to take care of yourself first. And to take care of yourself, you have to start adopting healthy lifestyle. Start working out. Start having healthy habits, good habits, eating habits. And the moment you are taking care of yourself, you are fit or you are ready to take care of anybody else. And that is the purpose of life, that you should be able to contribute to others. You can contribute to others provided you yourself are in position to contribute. That is my last advice.
Thank you, sir, for giving your valuable time. And absolutely, I'm sure that it will inspire many youngsters and professionals to become healthy so they can enjoy their life, they can take care of their families, and they can contribute to the society and make our country strong. So it's a great pleasure to have you, and thank you very much. And everyone, please subscribe to the channel Manoj Simplify so that you can get latest such episodes on healthy life. And you can also connect with Colonel Tyagveer Raghawa and his podcast Win Life Like a Warrior. I will be sharing links in the description. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Manoj. I'm really privileged to be part of your this very important show. You are doing a very wonderful job helping people to understand the importance of the good lifestyle, and also you are inspiring and motivating them to adopt that. Wonderful show.
Thank you, sir.